Oh, yeah. All right, we're live on the podcast broadcast stream. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Good morning, Anthony. Yo. Manny, yo. All my OG streamers, what's up? You missed out on a good time on, was Friday night there, Powers. Last game of the season. I know you were hosting your Battle of the Bands. I know you got paid. I know you had a good time, propping up those kids and entertaining the masses out in Oro Valley. How many people would you say were there?
500 something, maybe.
That's not a bad turnout for Battle of the Bands. Or was it at a park or something?
Yep, big park.
Big park. They have a decent
Riverfront.
stage.
Yeah, they had the Gaslight Theater stage.
Okay.
Big traveling. Yeah, so big stage.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
It looked great, and they did a great job.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that's what Powers was doing on Friday night, and the reason why I missed out. But you still, again, missed out on not only a hell of a time.
I would have been at that row race.
Yes, I know you would have, and it would have been a good way to close it out. And they won in dramatic fashion, which was a really good game for everyone to go to. We got Manny's brother on the ice playing the Beyond Bread Basket Challenge. We had Todd and his son Owen on the ice.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're playing the Beyond Bread Basket Challenge, and that was fun. And Owen, his son, is a trip. I've known Owen, obviously, since he was a toddler, because I've known Todd for over a decade now. And Owen is a chip off the old block, has the same personality as Todd. And, or he's a smart ass. And I'm like, whoa, oh, shit, I got two Todds. Two Todds coming at me. Like, what's going on? And he's like roasting his own dad, where, Owen wanted a picture with me. And he's like, so he could brag to his friends and be better than his friends. And he said something like, he said something to his dad and roasted him.
As a guy who's been hanging around you and all your kids and your kids too, it's funny to watch because that's all the kids do.
The teenagers,
they roast their parents so well. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, and I met Anthony's daughter Avery, and she's a sweetheart. She's, of course, in that golden age where they're not teenagers yet, and super sweet. So it was awesome. But yeah, so it was a good time though, and I appreciate you guys coming out. And whatever happened with Nick? Is Nick around on the stream yet? Like, Nick was there, and he was at the game, right? And he never sat in the section. Like, Nick has been to tons of games, and he sits on. Let's see, what's Todd saying here? Say, excuse you, he didn't roast me. He just thought you were actually somebody worth knowing.
Yeah, look at that. Todd's coming in hot.
Yeah,
Todd's coming in hot.
He kind of did roast you, dude. I'm telling you that. I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes, Todd. It was amazing. I'll invite you in on this stream. We had
when are we supposed to, speaking of Todd, when are we doing our D&D thing? I heard that was a while ago.
That's actually coming up here soon. I got to figure out, I'm going to be talking with Tristan today. I got to talk with Todd to make sure that's good. And then we have to go over the technicalities of everything, which should be fun. So we're going to do a D&D night, and Tristan's on the stream. He said soon. We'll do a live stream of Dungeons and Dragons. And Todd is like one of the best dungeon masters. And it's not a BDSM thing. A Dungeons and Dragons master game runner in the entire state. And when I told Shane from Tucson Games and Gadgets that's our man, he was stoked. He's like, Todd Shreve? Like,
really?
He's like, yeah,
Todd.
Yeah, he's the best. And I'm like, well, there you go. Yeah, that's my boy. It's part of the show. It's good times. What's up, Mr. 420?
That's right. See, Vern, I defended you well this morning, Vern.
Yes. So if you guys are just catching up, so earlier this morning, Etzo called again and, was just talking about the possibility of facing off against Vern for the number 420. And Vern doesn't necessarily think that Etzo earned the opportunity to even challenge him. And he had a strong argument. And I brought that up to Etzo. So I said, Etzo, here's the deal. To even be considered a challenger, you have to face Powers in the last word. And if you beat Powers, then maybe you'll be a contender. And unfortunately for Etzo, he could not defeat Powers in the last word. So right now, he's not even a contender. And that is fair if you're talking about it. He even brought up an analogy Etzo did. And he said, well, Apollo Creed, fought Rocky and he wasn't a challenger. I'm like, he absolutely was. He beat a bunch of people and then it was Apollo who called him out.
Yeah.
So, and then, being wrestling fans like we are, we know how this number one contender shit works. And,
especially post WrestleMania. I mean, you're out there as a champ talking to the microphone and then some rook shows up interrupting you like there's someone special. Back of the line, buddy.
I guess it does happen though. Give me an example. I'm sure there's When was the last time somebody debuted within the company and then immediately went for the title? You could say Goldberg.
Well, no, Goldberg didn't immediately go for the title. Remember, he had the streak. He got to just keep going and going and going.
No. When he re-debuted in WWE.
Oh, he fought The Rock. Yep, he did.
Yeah.
So yeah, and again, so that's
no, and then you're talking. I'm not even talking 2004. I'm talking like 2018. I'm talking Oldberg.
Oh, even like this new run of Goldberg.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's different because that's not a Rook. But it happens a lot, and I think the recently, and they made a movie about it, was when Paige did it. So Paige came up and she challenged CM Punk's wife at the time,
AJ Lee.
AJ,
Yeah,
and then won. And then The Rock makes a movie about it.
Yeah, but she won because Rock was already planning on making a movie about it. So they gave that Hollywood ending before they made the movie. That's a little behind the scenes. That's the whole reason why.
Are you saying that wrestling is predetermined? Hang on a second.
Come on. Let's keep it real. But yeah, so that was the only reason why she won and got the championship. So
but it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
So yeah, Paige would be the prime example. Going up there and being like, but that was an open challenge the way they set it up. So Vern wasn't open challenging, saying, hey, I am the most dedicated fan. Anyone that wants to try to come after my number, try to get it. That wasn't the case. Vern was minding his own, getting high, watching birds fly. Next thing you know.
I'm just sitting here on the deck watching birds.
Right. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the podcast broadcast. Going to be joined by Todd Marley. He's got some things to say about his on ice debut at the Tucson Roadrunners final game on Friday. And coming up next, we have another round of Florida Man. I have a lot of things to cover this hour. It's jam packed. Our Florida Man is a doozy as well. And that's how we're going to kick off the podcast broadcast on the FM side after we play a little Linkin Park. It's crawling on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Beef Vegan Presents. The podcast broadcast is live, baby. Let's go. And I don't sound like Dusty Rhodes. That's more your shtick.
Oh, we're live, baby. Let's go. He got a bicycle.
I'm sorry. Let me reiterate. Nobody likes hearing that shit, Powers.
What?
It's Monday, obviously, if you can't tell. I'm not.
We're pretty hyped for a Monday, all things considered.
All right, let me just balance this out. Here's Todd. So, Todd, you're saying that Owen didn't roast back or clap back at you when?
No, he just wanted a picture with somebody he thought was famous and just has no idea who you actually are.
Local celebrity. I mean,
local
talking with Todd. If you're
C-list.
trying to delist, let's be real, and
C-list.
that's fine.
Compliment.
I know that, and that's fair, right? And yeah, I was trying to let him know that as well. But if you're trying to, Powers, if you're trying to guess, like, I wonder how his son, like how his son comes off and how he acts, exactly like Todd. It's literally like chip off the old block. I was proud to see this because I've known Owen, his son, since he was, like a toddler, like a 3-year-old, sweet little 3-year-old. And then literally,
how old is he now?
Guarantee you,
15.
I know his mom. I know his mom loves him, but at the same time, probably resents you even more. Being like, damn it, I can't escape Todd.
He's a tiny Todd.
Yes, a tiny Todd that towers over him.
Oh, really?
He's like a 6'4" Todd, dude.
He's like a foot taller than me. Like he
Wow.
get the genetic lotto. For real. There's height that neither me or his mother, we're both about the same height. We're within a centimeter of each other. But like there's some height in my uncles. I have some 6-foot uncles. She's got a brother that's 6 foot. So there's height in the genes. He just hit the lotto.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No,
15, he's gigantic. That's
yeah,
insane.
and he's smug about it too. And he's just like, yeah, I'm a little dad, like stuff like that. Like, ooh.
So you're all into D&D and all that stuff. Is he a jock because he's tall or big or no?
No,
Is he into
No,
sports?
he's Todd's son.
He's just still nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows his gaming. He's smart. He's a smart ass. It's Todd's son.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, just a taller version of Todd, stretched out with more hair. It's amazing to see. All right, stand by, Todd. I'm gonna get you. I got some stories that I want you to be in on. But I'm gonna just bang out this Florida man real quick. All right,
Florida man.
Florida
Hang him
man.
out.
Yeah, gotta hit that. The stereotypes for the radio audience out there. They love them some Florida man. I got one of a volunteer sheriff. I guess you could just volunteer to be a sheriff in
You just
Florida.
volunteer to be the sheriff.
Do I get a gun? Well, in Florida you do. All right. Well, then I'll help clean the streets. Do I get paid? No. That's all right, though. I still get a gun, right? Yeah. Can I bring my own gun? Well, what kind of gun you got? An AR? Nah, sure. It's Florida. But you're going to be patrolling Disney World. Yeah, cool. That's pretty much how
Do
it
I get a
works.
badge? Oh, we don't need no stinking badges.
No, exactly. All right. We got 10 seconds for a round for Florida man. Yes, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Let's do a little bit of Florida Man, shall we?
Florida man, catch an alligator in the trash can. If you can't do it, no one can. Come on now, Florida man.
All right, this Florida man, this is actually very reminiscent to Arizona man, because in Florida, just like Arizona, you could volunteer to be a sheriff deputy.
Okay.
So a 69 Florida man named David Roberts was a volunteer for the Polk County Sheriff's Office, and he was caught last Thursday selling prescription pills out of his patrol car while in uniform.
Wow.
69-year-old drug dealer. Dressed as a sheriff, because he was a sheriff technically. The county started an investigation after word got out that the officer was selling oxycodone, and then they found pills in one of his patrol cars. So he had like leftover pills laying around. He was sloppy. All right. And then he was busted by an undercover deputy. And it's amazing that he didn't even recognize the undercover deputy.
His office is right in the other room. What is he thinking?
Now, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said he was livid when he found out. He said, "I'm hotter than a bear butt on a tin roof in August." That's an actual quote.
That's fantastic.
From the sheriff. Now, David was arrested on weapons and drug trafficking charges, and there's a minimum mandatory sentence of 15 years on the drug charge.
Wow.
He also had marijuana and firearms with him at the time of his arrest. But in all fairness, the firearms is because he was a sheriff. The sheriff said that David had been a volunteer for 12 years. And shouldn't have been cleared to begin with, because he's a convicted felon for 52 years ago.
Oh, my God. He's been running this scam for a decade.
Yes. So hiring a convicted felon to be a volunteer sheriff makes you a Florida man, too. Oh, my God.
Legend of Florida man.
We'll unpack more of this on the podcast broadcast stream. But coming up next, I'll give you a great story as an example of why you should never lie about your farts. Next on Beef Vegan Presents, the podcast broadcast. Clear. All right.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat about lying about farts.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. That's called a tease.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. If I got your attention, then we're good. Yeah, this the finish up, the wrap up the story about the Florida man. The sheriff said that David had been a volunteer for 12 years. He shouldn't have been cleared to begin with because he was a felon. And David was arrested for a burglary when he was 19 years old. So it was a while ago, but still, you know, he had criminal tendencies and then was able to be a sheriff. And he's like, you know what? I'm confiscating all these drugs. That's 100% profit right there, baby.
Yep.
That's 100% markup. And like, boom. And still I could give like discounts. It doesn't matter. It's all free.
That is ridiculous. Let me do it out of the back of the patrol car as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Gangster.
hilarious. And then again, word gets out. That's how they so then they sent an undercover to figure out, like, word even gets out. Oh, have you heard about the cop that sells drugs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he does it in full uniform out of the patrol car. No. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, wouldn't that be sketchy if you were to buy drugs? Like,
no,
are you sure this isn't a setup?
Right.
Nope, would be a setup and would immediately turn around and walk the other way without saying a word. Like, nope. Like, why? It makes no sense.
No, I know. But he was doing it for a while, I guess. A long while.
I mean, well, you know how drug dealers are. A lot of it is like, I definitely, growing up, you can't just bring a stranger over. They have to know the person. Like some people it is all connections and connect. He's probably selling it to his family.
Yeah.
No,
you're right.
And then friends of the family.
I got chewed out pretty hard by my guy once because I said the word marijuana over the phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got to his place. And he's like, don't you ever. Like, I'm sorry.
That's so funny. What
Back
did you
when
used to
weed
call
was
it?
illegal.
Yeah. What did you used to call it? What was the code?
Yeah, what is?
Yeah, usually like it would be talking about fishing. How many you catch? Yeah.
I would always call it fun times. I was like, hey, you want some fun times? Can I buy some fun times?
That's great. With stoners in general think they're being slick. They're not. Even Johnny Depp in this trial, they were reading through his text messages, and his buddy was texting him, asking him if he was doing any num-num, right? So num-num. And we all know what num-num is. It's like, okay, so even in a court of law, they're reading it, and it's not like there was code like that was so layered. They're just like, I wonder what that is. It could be anything. It could only be cocaine.
Yeah.
It's 100% cocaine.
Those were just delicious sugar cookies.
Yeah. Little num cookies.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So I have this over the weekend. On Saturday, I dealt blackjack for the Centurions event that they had there, which is a great time for everyone that was there, except for workers. I was one of those workers, dressed like a penguin in a red apron. And I had an altercation. You know, the thing is, usually you deal with these people who feel entitled all the time. And usually the Centurions, some of them, after a couple cocktails, can get a little too cocky. You can blame it on the cocktails. And I had this verbal altercation because I didn't give a shit. This is how it went down. I titled this segment, I Don't Know Joe. Check this out. Oh, yeah. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents. We'll go back to the show. I had a weird interaction on Saturday night at the Centurion event that happened at Keno Stadium. Yeah. Tons of people were there, right? It was great. Now, I was tasked with going down to the VIP section where there was 4 blackjack tables, and my mom's casino company provided the casino tables for this event. But, you know, it was difficult to get a lot of dealers in Tucson. She needed over 60 dealers. So they were short some. Wow. And nobody wanted to work. You were booked. And so the Centurions then decided to still have the blackjack tables in the VIP, but to use their volunteers, use other members of the Centurion Club to just deal blackjack and raise money for the charities there, which was fine. And my job was to just teach them how to deal blackjack real quick, because I'm a pro.
Right.
I know what I'm doing, and I know how to teach people pretty quickly and to make it to where it's passable. You're not going to get a job at a casino, but you might trick a player or two. And so I go down, I meet my contact, Reggie. He's a cool guy. And so, like, first couple volunteers come up. They're nice. I give them a couple tricks. They're good to go. Then this guy, Joe, comes up. And now Joe, right off the bat, already has like an attitude. Like he doesn't want to be there. Well, again, I didn't make him volunteer. Right. Yeah. And so he's all cocky and he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. What's your name? He's like, my name's Joe. I'm like, nice to meet you. My name's Brad. You know, if you want, I'll teach you a couple tricks here. So I was like, the one thing I'll teach you is the windshield wiper thing. And I start going into my little description of what to do. And he goes, you know, I had my own company up in 20 years, my own company up in Vegas for 20 years, Brad. And I'm like, no, Joe, I literally just met you. How would I know this? Right. And he's just like, oh, well, I guess. And I was like, so you had your own casino company up in Vegas for 20 years? He's like, no, I'm in the construction field. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I grew up next to a golf course. But that doesn't make me Tiger Woods, Joe.
Yeah.
Right. Straight up. And with like attitude. And I got a straight face here because I don't care. And at the same time, don't come at me, Joe. You know, like that was so a BS attitude to give somebody who's literally just trying to help.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, then you do you, Joe, because again, I'm not here to I'm here to teach you how to raise money for children in the hospital. I think it's the Children's Hospital is the charity. But yeah, F those kids, Joe. If you don't want to raise any money for those kids, then go ahead and do whatever you want, because this is your world. We're just living in it. And so they're like, we have like this heated confrontation. He kind of stands down. Now, this guy's a tall guy. He's like 6'4". Yeah. I'm looking up to him, just kind of like punking him out. Like, I don't give an F who you are. I don't care about your company, nothing. And yes, I'm dressed like a penguin. I'm wearing a little red apron. I got my hair slicked back and I'm balding. But at the same time, F you, Joe. So I think I might have a situation on my hands where I'm like, oh, I'm right in front of my client. I'm kind of punking this guy out. Yeah. And so Joe goes over to his table and then Reggie comes over to me and goes, man, that was awesome. I can't believe you said that to him. And I'm like, well, he's out of line. He's like, he was absolutely out of line. And he put him in his place.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then he goes on the deal and he sucks. And I just kept looking at him. And I'm just like, I wanted to do the fake golf swing. Like, look at me. Look at me. Yeah. Now, I didn't grow up next to a golf course, but if I did, I still wouldn't know how to play golf.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with me on Saturday. All right, we got your F My Life coming up right around the corner. Stick around and speak. And there it is.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know, Joe.
Damn it, Joe. Damn it, Joe.
Yeah. And he's like, give me a high five. That's like the third time he went for a high five. I didn't give him a high five. I was just like, I think we high fived enough, man. I already gave you 10. Yeah. What do you want? 15, 20, 25? I mean, this is all like, if you're counting along, this might help you deal blackjack, but at the same time, you don't give a shit. I made it obvious. It was very awkward. But yeah, I mean, obviously, in this situation, this is what's great about it. I didn't want to be there. It's not like I wanted to be there. I didn't want to dress up in a tuxedo. Like, while my bosses and all my colleagues are in the VIP section partying, right? They're all hanging out.
And I'm sure they all bought their tickets. No.
Because we were doing promotion for the
Right,
Centurion event.
exactly.
But, and
It's a big ticket.
It
is
is
my
a-
point.
it
Like,
is a
and they're in
big
the VIP lounge while you got to work.
Right. And I didn't get offered a ticket either. And I never get offered. It's always a sales thing or management thing. So they got to have a nice little time of their life while I'm dressed up working there and raising money for these kids, which is good. But yeah. And then so I'm already in this kind of mood where I'm exhausted. I've been working my ass off like
And then
nonstop.
the other freedom of it's his mom's casino company, which also can be like, there's a little online, but also it's like, what is she going to yell at me? I don't care. Like, is there a little freedom of that or worse than that? That it's your mom's casino company.
No, I take pride in how, the events ran and how the companies ran. I'm not there to say, I don't give a shit because I can't get fired. No, I mean, it's something that's a family business that I've worked over 2 decades for. So I want it to be done right and represented well. And unfortunately, we had a bunch of newbies that she had to hire because it was difficult for her to find dealers. And I did my best to be in many places at once. And that was difficult. But, when it came to the volunteer pit of these guys who were all just members of the club coming in with like, I'll help. I know how to deal. And then you're just sipping cocktails and just giving away chips. Be like, I think you guys are missing the whole point. This is not about you just making friends. You literally want them to lose so they donate more money to get more chips, because the more money that they donate, the more money the charity gets, right?
Yeah.
And I take pride in that. I take pride in helping raise money for these various, organizations. And when somebody comes in with that attitude, I used to really give a shit. But, I'm old enough now and mature enough and smart enough to know that it's not worth me giving a shit if someone else doesn't, right? So he comes in and be like, this is your organization. You guys are the ones that are going to be proud to hand over that check saying you raised this much money. And, Joe, you could go ahead and take credit for it, but you know that you shouldn't deserve the credit because you just said, fuck it. I'm going to volunteer my time, but not really. And I'm not going to give any effort or give any shits whatsoever.
Beef, hold on. Did you not hear the man? Did you not hear him? He held a deck of cards 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He didn't even hold the deck cards. That was the laughable part. He's like, I had my own company up in Vegas for 20 years, Brad. And he said it like that, condescending as fuck. And without hesitation, I looked at him. I'm like, Joe, I literally just met you. How am I supposed to know this?
Yeah. Like he's name dropping himself. Like, do you know who I am?
Right.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, how am I supposed to know your life story?
And then again, I love your retort of like, you owned a gaming and casino.
Yeah.
No, construction.
Yeah.
Like, so because you're in the proximity of Vegas,
right,
you're a pro. Like,
I built a building where cards went in there.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We are live and just recapping an awkward encounter I had this weekend. We'll talk more about that in the podcast broadcast. But first, as promised, I'm going to give you a perfect example as to why you should never lie about your farts. There was a man who was just passing gas all over his house, and his wife smelt it, and they were wretched farts. And she's just like, oh my God, that's gross. Smells like something died. Is that you? And the man's like, no. No, that's not me. It's not me, baby. I'm not gross like that. I'm sexy. It's the dog. Dog's passing gas. Gross. A little fluffy over there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's destroying it. It's disgusting. And he had his wife convinced that the farts that she was smelling throughout the house were that of their pet and not him.
Uh-huh.
And she was worried that it might have been a medical issue. So she took the dog to the vet. All right. After 5 weeks of smelling these farts around the house. And she spent several $1,000s just to find out what was really going on. It was that of her husband, who was the one laying all those biscuits, and he blamed the dog. So she was so angry, she kicked him out of the house for the night and told him that he had to pay half of the vet bills. And since it wasn't her dog. And now made him go to the doctor instead. Now he has to change his diet. So this is one of those situations where you got caught red-handed in a way. And she compared it to the smell of rotten eggs. All right. It was like that bad.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. So this guy's in the dog house. Meanwhile, the dog is sleeping on the couch, getting fed all those nice treats. Like, I'll never blame you again for passing gas. So this is why you don't want to lie about your farts. So if you toot it, just own it, right? I was trying to go with a rhyme there. You know, whoever smelt it, dealt it.
Sure.
Whoever denied it, supplied it.
Sure.
Right. I'll get back to you on this. It's Monday. By Thursday, oh man, something hilarious about that story will be said by me. That's a promise. Keep it right here. It's Rock on 2.1 KFMA.
That's a tease. Tune in on Friday.
I know, I'm a fucking idiot.
I will gladly take a hamburger today for a joke on Friday.
There you go.
I know. That's all right. We'll get there.
So I want to say what I said before about your work situation.
Yeah.
Because one of my favorite things is that I do a lot of freelance, right? So I do a lot of that. So I don't have a real boss when it comes to these situations. But everyone at that company works there. And then I talk to their boss like he's just some dude. Because I'm Frank, I'm around town. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not really an employee. It's a lot of freedom. And it's really funny to look at like the employees around you as I'm just talking to the boss, owner of the company, this and that. I give them all stupid nicknames and stuff. My favorite is this guy named Danny Nee. And I call him, or his full name, Daniel Leg. And that's what I call him. I've been using that joke for years. I love it.
Yeah, see, Todd's face explains my thoughts on that joke as well. I just got an email from Herb Stratford. He's going to be reviewing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness this Friday, and we're going to be watching that like immediately after.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hit up Herb and see if he wants to go watch that with us as well.
Right.
That'll be dope.
When's he watching it?
I don't know if he is going to watch it. It's a Marvel movie, so they might have to make him drive to Phoenix.
He's always complaining he's going to drive to Phoenix.
Right. And
he would probably drive to Phoenix for that one.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
To be honest, he'd do that drive.
Uh-huh. And just a reminder of how badass it's going to be. Let's look at this Hot Rock trailer again just to see what to expect, but with weed.
This is Super Joint Movie Preview Hack, yo! Yeah! Ah, what time is it? Oh shit, it's not 4:20 yet, okay. Fucking dusty old dispensary, how they gonna get people to fucking buy weed here? Yeah, I know you got a stairway to heaven, but still, it's dusty as fuck. Yo, don't drop the weed. I told you that shit was the bomb, yo. Oh my God, homies, it's just a dream. That was close. Man, it's a good thing I broke that watch, so it's always 4:20. Yeah! Being an Avenger's awesome, but sometimes being the only Dr. Avenger sucks, because everybody wants me to prescribe them weed, yo. Come on, the name says Doctor Strange. That means you can prescribe weed, right? Well, technically, I can't prescribe it, but I could recommend it, but I can't prescribe it because it's still Schedule 1, you know? Man, I don't care what you call it. I just want some weed. Yeah, me too, Dr. Strange. I want some weed, too. Oh my God, that's right, Stephen Strange. He's a doctor. Hey, Dr. Strange, can you prescribe me marijuana? Oh my God, look at all this weed smoke that be coming in. Don't look at the dude with horns. Look at all that weed smoke, yo. My recommending is done here. And behind this door is where we make all the magic edibles with the magic weed. Marijuana cards for cow people, huh, Strange? Oh, come on, the cowman said he was in utter pain, yo. Oh, come on, it's just jokes, homies. We have brought you here for a particular reason, Dr. Strange. What's up, yo? Can you prescribe us marijuana? I mean, technically, I can only recommend. Oh my God, these edibles be crazy, man. My face is fucking freaking out. I don't know what's even going on. These edibles is too much, yo. Oh, yes, but can you recommend marijuana to yourself, Dr. Strange? Oh, hell no. He better not be recommending marijuana to himself. Ow, my rib. I bet marijuana would help that. Oh my God, look out. Oh, thank God you saw it too. I thought that was just me. Do you prescribe weed? You're already stoned. I read an article online that says marijuana causes schizophrenia. Do you believe that? I don't believe that. I don't believe that either. See? We don't believe it. Cow people Strange? Yeah. 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 Strange! What did you put in these edibles? Ah ha ha ha! These edibles are made with my marijuana of madness! Ah ha ha ha! Just like the name of the movie! Ha ha! Yeah!
Yeah,
that's one of the best ones.
It is definitely one of the best ones. He went deep on that one, so I'm excited to see it. when it comes out this Friday, just because of Hot Rocks movie hack. Nick, where were you on the game on Saturday or Friday? I know you were there, but did you have seats along the glass or something? I didn't see you throughout the entire game. And I'm just curious because, Anthony, Manny, the whole crew was there. And they're like, yeah, he's sitting somewhere else in his special seats. Yeah, Todd was there. Todd brought out his family. What did your fiance think of the game?
She enjoyed it.
She's Canadian.
It was
I think
hockey.
she has to.
Yeah, she was legally required to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right. Does she know more about the game than you?
Probably about the sport itself, if not the teams, but she wasn't like super into it up in Canada anyway. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right, I'm coming across this story. I'm trying to pull it up here on the website because I saw something that was crazy that should scare every parent, especially of a daughter. There's a 17-year-old that went to Disney World with her family. And I think this is Nick calling in right now. And somebody put an air tag on her, right? Just to be able to track her steps. And that's where technology is nowadays. It's that crazy where you could like see a hot chick, throw an air tag on her, and then like know where she's going. That's not good.
Wait, he snuck like a homing device on her?
An air tag is like a homing device, and it's an Apple air tag. It looks like a key fob.
Yeah.
And then you could like stick it on things. I think he stuck it on her backpack. Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Yo, it's Nick.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, where were you?
So we were right behind the Roadrunners bench. We were actually in those seats right behind the bench.
Oh, how'd you get those seats?
So my mom bought them for Austin for Christmas, and they were supposed to be a surprise for when they did that game right before January. And so we got all excited for it. Austin knew about it. And when the game got canceled, Austin was bummed out. So.
Okay. Well, he's always on the glass. So were the Roadrunners at least like acknowledging him, waving to him at all or anything like that? Right? Because, he's an adorable little kid.
Yeah, 100%. The coach gave him knuckles right as they got done with warm-up. A couple of the players gave him high fives. They even tossed a couple of hockey pucks over. Austin gave Anthony's daughter, Avery, one, and then he gave out a couple others to the kids that were sitting right around. Because Austin's got 9 hockey pucks. He doesn't need any more.
Right, and they don't know that, but that's good. I mean, that's what the players do. They see a kid, that's what I do. I grab stuff from around the arena, like pucks and little swag things. And when I see like a little kid there at the game, I'll give them that and give them a memory that they'll cherish and have them, help grow their love for the sport for sure. So that's cool. Oh. That's all good. I guess then we'll allow it, Nick. I mean, I was like, hey, you're not sitting with the crew.
Yeah, you're allowed back next season.
Well, technically, I did come up and chill with the crew for a few minutes in between intermission, and then I went outside. I yelled at you several times when you were doing the giveaway for the burgers for the row. You were right there. I was like, beef, and you just kept looking around, and then you just ducked down into the tunnelway.
He thought you were just screaming out burgers in general.
No. In all fairness, people scream out my name all the time at those games, So I try to acknowledge everyone that I hear, but sometimes I don't hear it, and then I gotta keep going. It was a busy night. I was busting a sweat that night. I mean, all week.
That game was phenomenal for fan-wise. That was a great way to end the season.
Yeah, no, like I was telling people, this season was a losing record for the Roadrunners, right? But every game that seemed to matter, they won in dramatic fashion. And I mean, the games where people showed up for and the higher attendance games, those were always the games that they came through and they made it to where it's like, wow, that's incredible. Like it makes you a huge fan of hockey. We are so ahead of time here. I'm like, Jesus, let me look at 12 minutes. Oh, I got
get those commercials out of the way.
13 minutes. Yeah, no, those commercials aren't even enough. I mean, our segment's been so quick this last hour that I have 12 minutes of airtime to fill up, which will be good. I appreciate you checking back in there, Nick. I'll talk to you soon.
No biggie, buddy. And we'll have to do arena football here soon.
I don't know, man. Sugar Skull's got to hire me, though.
How come they haven't? You should just be out there.
Yeah, no, I know. I should be the TCC arena host, period.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. There's some reason. Maybe because I'm with the Roadrunners was never suggested, but I never also threw my name in a hat either. So it could be that.
No, it'd just be fun to get the streamers, get basically like a stream fest out with you and everybody, and just have a giant good fun time.
That's true. I'll tell you what. I guarantee you, I could just walk in there for free. You know,
Look at this flex.
I got that flex. Security knows who I be, and I'm just like, yeah, you know me. I'm here. You know, and if I'm here, it's for a reason. It's all good. Yeah, don't worry about it. And these 12 people behind me, they're with me. All right, Nick. Make that money, man. All right. So that was Nick checking in on the stream. So back to I'm trying to look at this headline here real quick. I know we don't talk too much about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, even though that is like the trial of the year for me. It's the most entertaining. But check out this headline. Amber Heard fired her PR team over bad headlines after psychologists testified that she suffered from 2 personality disorders that painted her crazy. She's and petition calling for the actress to be axed. Here, I'm gonna get Rockwell 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Did you even see that stream? Oh yeah. So on the podcast broadcast stream, I'm showing this headline that just popped up about Amber Heard firing her PR team over the bad headlines she's been receiving for this trial that's been going down after a psychologist testified that she suffered from 2 personality disorders and painted her as crazy. Now, I know a lot of us have dated an ex-girlfriend that had at least 1 personality disorder and could technically be called crazy. This is a special kind of crazy, but Amber Heard is a special kind of hot as well. So she's double dipping in all these areas. And also, I don't know if you saw this, but a little while back, a petition was started to get her fired from Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that was not too long ago, and I remember seeing headlines like, the petition's up to 100,000 signatures. It's up to 500,000 signatures. As of today, it hit 3 million signatures.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It is insane, the blowback that she's getting. Now, she thought probably she was going to walk away from this trial looking better.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp, he made the move thinking that he would come off looking good, and he hasn't really looked that bad. When we posted that meme last week to heart if you're on Team Depp, or do a like emoji if you're supporting Amber Heard on this, I was expecting it to be a little more balanced, but more in Johnny's favor. According to my last count, 520 people hearted it. 3 people liked it, meaning 520 people took the time to say, I'm Team Johnny Depp. 3 people said, I'm with the crazy chick.
Yeah.
It's insane that only 3 people liked it.
There's no PR team in the world that could fix this. Public trials, sorry, it's every news source that gets to see this. She had a chance to keep this wrapped up and chose not to, and all the crazy then gets to blossom into this glorious turd.
Yeah, I was speaking of turd. I don't even think they got to the bed pooping situation yet. They're like leading up to it. That might be the grand finale, but yeah, I haven't been able to catch up and watch as much. I know my girlfriend is watching the live stream every day religiously. It is like the days of our lives. It is like the best television that's on right now. And even though like half of the hour, each hour is muted, and you're just seeing like the court while they're getting their papers together, as soon as they unmute, it is like the most entertaining thing you've ever seen. It's crazy. Well,
it's funny because this whole thing for a while, because we've all heard about this. I've heard about this for like years, kind of, or whatever. And people were casting Johnny Depp in a real crappy light. Yeah. And this is certainly bringing, a little more truth to the surface, I guess.
Well, it's also, it does show that Johnny Depp himself, has definitely partied too hard, has lived a lifetime of privilege, and loves drugs like Hunter S. Thompson, his mentor. And that doesn't necessarily hold on, and it does make you grow as a human being more so into your old age. And there's definitely side effects on that, and there are repercussions. And he's not 100% unscathed through this trial, but at the same time, people can still relate to the fact that Amber Heard was young, hot, and crazy. And there's a lot of these situations that he got involved in were somewhat and absolutely provoked by her having these fits and these outbursts and being manipulative. And it's nuts. Would you, if you had an opportunity to date Amber Heard, right? knowing that she's going to be mental and ruin your life for a good 5 years, but you get 6 months of unbelievable Amber Heard sex. Would you do it?
No, my first girlfriend was far too abusive that I learned a lesson and never dated anyone that psychotic again.
Yet.
20-year-old me, absolutely no questions without that. Even 30.
That's a young man's
game. But knowing what I know now, absolutely not.
No.
All right. Well, I'm an old man. Sign me up. I'm in for 6 months of Amber Heard crazy sex and then a lifetime of pain. That's fine. Sometimes you give and take. No? All right. Well, you guys are way more mature than I am, obviously. All right. We'll be back with your beef tip right after this. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear.
Forgot that part was on the radio.
Jason Momoa is gonna show up in this trial too now.
Oh yeah? Okay, so why?
Because to dunk on Amber Heard.
To dunk on her.
He's like,
all he can show up and talk about is her behavior during Aquaman. Like,
oh really?
And those experiences in and around that, because he's not known to date her, he's not known to hang out with her.
But is there anything
filming.
to say? Was she famously an asshole on Aquaman?
I guess famously enough that his name is coming up in this trial.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, if she has 2 personality disorders, which she's been diagnosed with, then
what are they?
Oh, I'd have to. The big.
You wanted to research? Hold on.
No, I can pull it up.
They're personality disorders, so she's the worst.
No, it's not that, dude.
Yeah, it is kind of giving an excuse to bad behavior, but all of her whatever her personalities are, all of them seem to be trash. Like, I don't think we have to differentiate between one or another in any case.
It's borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder.
Okay.
You'd have to Google that second one for me
Sure.
to come up with what that means. But yeah, there's 2 different personality disorders. And, they say it's cliche that actresses have mental issues, and that's the great ones do. They could tap into this. They could cry and, drop of a hat, say action. And next thing you know, they're in hysterics. It takes a certain amount of trauma to create great art sometimes for performers. And it wouldn't be the first time that, a really good performer, not saying Amber Heard is that, had mental issues. So it's kind of, it should be on the resume. Be like, what makes you qualified for this job? I have 2 personality disorders. Oh, you're hired. You're about to get an Oscar for Aquaman. That's how messed up you are.
The worst. So here's I have 2 definitions. One's the worst I've ever read.
Okay.
It's a mental health condition that affects the way the person thinks, perceives, and relates to others. Oh,
thanks.
You mean being a person?
Right.
So a person with histrionic personality disorder seeks attention, talks dramatically with strong opinions, is easily influenced, has rapidly changing emotions, and thinks relationships are closer than they are.
Well, I mean, a lot of relationships she had, like with Kevin Nash and Elon Musk, were a lot closer than Johnny Depp would like them to be. Nah, she banged them.
Stupid ass. That's why he makes the medium bucks, folks.
Yeah, working on it. We had a good round of F My Life earlier this morning, and in case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Check it out.
Laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Time for another round of F My Life. These are unfortunate situations emailed to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can call us right now, 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362, and Powers and I will commiserate with you. All right, here's our first F My Life situation. You ready?
Yeah, commiserate. Let's do it.
Ian sent me this one. He said, yesterday I was at work nonchalantly spinning my keys around my finger when they flew off and hit a glass cabinet. Broken glass shattered, passing customers. I don't think I'll have a job to go to tomorrow.
Yikes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an F My Life.
All right, absolutely, Ian. F My Life for sure. I've had those feels before. I was in had a little casino store for a minute there, and poker cards are made of plastic, right? And there's Copeg cards, really nice poker playing cards. And the angle with them is they don't bend. And that's why you want to get them, so that way you can't mark the cards.
Okay,
So you can't
smart.
bend a corner, right? And so I did a Napoleon Dynamite type of sales pitch to somebody. I was like, these cards don't bend. They're plastic. Check this out. And I grabbed the card and I bent it, and I creased it. And then I let go. It was folded in on itself. I'm like, oh. The person's like, yeah, cool trick, bro. Just walk right out the store.
F my life.
Yeah, F my life. Just showing strangers I'm a moron. All right, Gabe wrote me this next email. He said, today I was informed that my uneven facial features make me seem, quote unquote, untrustworthy. Glad to know my unchangeable physical appearance doubles as a character flaw. F my life? What do you say?
Apparently, yes. That's nothing to say there.
I agree, Gabe. Honestly, your face seems to be symmetrical to even be considered good looking nowadays.
What a
Society.
world.
I know. All right, next F my life situation. Today, while jogging, I heard an odd clapping sound over the sound of my AirPods. I stopped running, and the sound stopped. This continued for an hour before I realized the slapping sound was my thighs slapping together violently.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's them thighs.
Yeah, Tamara, aka Thunder Thighs. F my life for Tamara.
I'm gonna say no. Just keep running. They'll stop slapping together.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Sounds painful. All right, next up, my life situation sent to me by Chris said, today at work, I heard a weird sound coming from the ceiling. As I looked up to see what it was, a huge splash of water hit me in the face. I called the maintenance to let them know. They told me they already knew about the leak from the sewage line.
Yes, F my life.
100% there, Chris. Final F my life sent to me by Keith. He said, today in my late 30s, I quit my dream job to go back to school in hopes of providing a better future for my family. All my wife does anymore is bitch about how she has to support the family and do everything. And I just found out that my grades aren't good enough to continue my college program.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, F my life for Keith.
Yeah, all them dominoes just fell down. Good luck.
Yeah. All right. Maybe you can get that dream job back. All right. There's your F my lives. Keep those emails coming in. Beefegan at KFMA.com. Coming up next, you got 15 seconds to follow Z Key Kelly. I'll explain more right after the break. Don't go away. All right. So that was, I did that 15 seconds follow, which I think I'll do again here. I mean, I got time to do it, so I'll just frustrate the hell out of management. But I'm trying to get things going. I got Royal Blood coming to town on Monday, and I was like, hey, can I do something with Royal Blood? They're going to be at the Rialto Theater, so can I stop by and maybe record like a last word at the Rialto? So you got the connection on that? And they responded back like, we don't play Royal Blood currently. Yeah, currently until like the next test. I'm like, I don't care. Can I meet them in Royal Blood? If I put that up on YouTube, I should get a good handful of hits just from Royal Blood fans. They have enough fans here in town to sell out the Rialto. So maybe.
I don't know.
I know.
Robot decision making.
Yeah, check this out. So Saturday I went to Thunder Bacon Burger Company. It was such a long day, and part of that long day was because I was fed copious amounts of burgers. And I just want to shout out Lindy at Thunder Bacon Burger Company. It was fantastic. I went there. I brought my daughter, her boyfriend, my girlfriend to do this remote to give away the VIP tickets for Smashing Pumpkins. And I ordered a burger. And he's like, hey, you want to get that burger of the month that I'm going to do for May? The Robzilla. And the Robzilla is like an Italian beef burger. And it's amazing. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That's not it. This is a different one.
I'd still smash that. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Shroom Burger.
He just said he'd that burger.
I would fuck that burger.
He would fuck that burger. I know. No,
I'm okay with saying that. I mean, yeah, you should.
That should be their next slogan. Thunder Bacon Burger Company. The burgers are so fuckable. You can fuck every single one of these. So this is okay. This is the Robzilla Burger. I'm not bullshitting you when I tell you that this is probably one of the tastiest food items I've ever put in my mouth. Wow. It was juicy. It was sweet. It was spicy. And it wasn't sweet like sweet and sour sauce, like sugary sweet. Okay. It was a natural kind of sweet that wasn't any kind of sugar. That it was just the juice, the au jus, and the morta. This is like an Italian mortadella, but I don't know if it is mortadella. It might be mortadella, and then you're thinking of portobello. And it was amazing. And I actually might even be by to get it again this week. And I don't want to because I want to try to get my summer body going on. But I gained like 10 pounds easily, just from doing that remote. He kept feeding me. I got more pictures and I'll tell you more because I ate like 4 burgers while I was there. Hold on a second. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Oh, I'm salivating. I'm showing pictures of all the burgers I ate at Thunder Bacon Burger Company on Saturday. So shout out to Lindy and Thunder Bacon Burger Company and everyone who came by to enter those VIP tickets, to get those VIP tickets for Smashing Pumpkins. There are other ways for you to get the last chance of VIP tickets for Smashing Pumpkins. The way that you're going to enter to win for those today is to head over to, let's see, Tucson Subaru on Oracle Road, south of River. All right. So you can register to win VIP tickets, which include a pair of tickets along with food and drink because it's off the amphitheater. It's a casino. They know how to hook people up. So head over to Tucson Subaru on Oracle Road, south of River, to enter to win those VIP tickets for Smashing Pumpkins. You can get all the details at KFMA.com. Since I have a little bit of time to kill, earlier this morning, I did a new feature called 15 Seconds to Follow with the theory that people don't love songs they don't know. They can like a good song if they hear it for the first time, but they won't love a song until they know that song. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't have the freedom to play whatever I want, but I do have 15 seconds of a song that I want to feature for you. So if you allow me to give you 15 seconds and you like what you hear, then you can follow this band. It's Z-Key Keeley, right?
Z.C. Keeley.
Z.C. Oh, yeah. Z.C. Keeley. And it's Z-E-E-C-E-E. Keely. And if you're a fan of Sublime, Revolution, reggae style, then you'll dig this band. Here's 15 seconds of their song. Check this out.
Come together like a brotherhood. Put your fist up in the air. It's time to make a stand. Riots on the streets can't go unheard.
So Z.C. Keeley. That's the band. That's your 15 seconds to follow. If you like what you heard, you can follow them, and you may even see them perform locally for free 99. So all their information is on their social media. But of course, if that's not your style of music, then don't follow them. But just don't be a dick about it. All right, we got your beef tip coming up after this. Here's Puddle of Mud with She Hates Me on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear.
Then don't follow them. Don't be a dick about it.
Right. Had to save that bit somehow.
So fun. Well, that was good.
Mm-hmm. I still might get in trouble for that, but
yeah, it probably will.
Yeah. Let's see. Riots on the street. I dig them, but I mean, I'm like 15 seconds. 15 seconds.
Yeah. And again, the guy called in, so they're listening. That's what you want. Now he's going to tell everybody, yeah, they talked about us on KFMA. Oh, well, but we don't want people to talk about the radio station if it's not a specific 90s band, I guess. Like, what the hell?
Well, the reason why I think part of the argument, the reason why I wanted to do that is because I end the show every day with Rock Local.
Yeah.
And I haven't done anything to really help out local, but I can't, my hands are tied in so many different ways in this commercial radio, and I got to do what, the company wants me to do, and I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely 100% on board with that, but there are ways around it and workarounds. And I think 15 seconds to follow is my angle to get bands a little bit of shine and incorporate them. And we're going to get to know these bands, and then we're going to have these bands on the podcast broadcast stream. And then when that happens, you'll be able to perform live. And this is all stuff where it's like they could complain all they want, but it's like, hey, this is not on the air. This is on our podcast stream. We could do whatever style of music we want on the podcast stream, as long as we're connecting with our community. And then, we're thinking localism, that this is for us, for people who live here in town in Tucson and Arizona. So,
you like what you're hearing? Maybe let us just share it because we know what good music is, because that's why we invited them in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah, Z.K. Keeley, they're a good band. I've seen them at the Hut. And
Z.C. Keeley.
Shut the fuck up.
He called about it. You gotta pronounce it right, even though you were correct to judge his band name.
Yeah, he did call, and this is the conversation that we had. Rock 102.1, who's this?
Hey, this is Mikey Shades. What's up?
Oh, not much. What's going on, dude?
So I'm a hand percussionist for the band Z.C. Keeley that was just shouted out for the 15-second thing.
Yeah, nice.
And I just wanted to ask if would it be possible if Beef could like do a repronunciation and like because he said Zikikili on air, and I just don't want to throw off.
Well, this is Beef. How did I? Well, I mispronounce things all the time, dude. So how do I pronounce your name?
So it's ZC, like the letter C, and then Keeley. So just ZC Keeley.
ZC Keeley. I mean, it's a tricky name. I'm not gonna lie. It's not my favorite name, but you guys are really good.
Sorry, 2 letters. Get out. No,
I know. I like C too. So I need my side of beef song. Damn it. All right. Stall for me, Powers. We're on right now.
Oh, look at this delicious burger he's showing me too. He's still showing me Thunder Bacon burgers. Stop it.
Rock 1 2.1. We're back here live on the air. Yes. And we're on the podcast broadcast stream. This burger that I'm showing you on the podcast broadcast stream right now, Powers, is actually from Thunder Bacon Burger Company's Lindy's favorite burger. This is his burger of the month, and it's not right now, but for his like birthday month, this is the burger he wants to do. So what you're seeing here is not only just the bun, but there's 2 patties of beef, but in between the 2 patties of beef, you see 2 oversized onion rings. What you're not seeing, and that's covered with cheese and like a golden barbecue sauce. What you're not seeing there is that inside the onion rings is pulled pork.
Oh my God.
He's a maniac. He is a mad scientist of burgers. And legitimately, I'm like, oh, you're going to kill me. You're going to kill me.
I don't think my cardiologist wants me even looking at this picture.
Yeah. But in a way, I mean, I love it so much. He would kill me to where I would be like dead, like Jack Nicholson was dead in Batman, you know, with the big smile stuck to my face.
And laughing. So
yes.
good.
Oh my God. It's so good. So good. So that was just one of the many burgers that I ate Saturday when we did the remote at Thunder Bacon Burger Company. The burger of the month, though, the Robzilla, I'm telling you, one of the best things I've ever had in my mouth. And, you know, I used to party a lot. So it says a lot. Check out the burger of the month, Thunder Bacon Burger Company, for sure. You will not regret it. The Robzilla is what it's called. Oh, my God. All right, let's wrap up the show here because it's Monday. All this week, we're giving away copies for MLB The Show, so be ready to win that. Each day, it's a different console that we're going to be hooking it up, so I'm stoked about that. We're going to have a bunch of special guests this week as well because there's great local events happening, and we'll give away tickets for Cirque Paranormal, which is like Cirque du Soleil before the paranormal fans. You know that's going to be a good time. So that's going to happen tomorrow morning. Before we leave, let me give you a beef tip. Of course, you know, now that summer is right around the corner, a lot of people are planning on going on vacation. Vacation is the thing to do. And if you're fortunate enough to go on vacation, I got some packing tips for you. This is according to flight attendants. And who flies more than flight attendants? Maybe pilots. Yeah. Well, they fly equally, not more.
Probably true.
Yeah. Okay. So here are some tips for packing if you're going to be flying here soon. Tip number 1, make a list. It's all about making a list. You want to do that ahead of time just so you don't forget anything. The worst feeling in the world is being stuck up in the air and be like, oh no, I forgot my kid, Kevin. Right? So tip number 2, rolling clothes instead of folding them. I've been doing that for years, and I just thought because I was lazy and didn't know how to fold clothes. But rolling clothes is actually better, and it will make it to where they don't get creased as easily as folding them. Also, choosing the most versatile things in your closet. And last but not least, leaving extra space in your luggage for stuff that you might buy. Those are all things to consider the next time you go fly. That's your beef tip. We are out of here. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. As always, you can check out the podcast broadcast on demand at youtube.com/beefvegan. Riley's up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later. Z-Key. Later, guys.
But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.
Bye, Linda.